Alrighty. G'day guys, Banified Gaming here. Today we are doing a requested video thanks to Jackson Adams. He requested a 1990s Hilux or a 79 series Land Cruiser. Today we'll be doing the 1990s Hilux just due to the body is more common with Autmation. So we'll be picking the 1985 pickup body, which will be fine. It's the closest one I can find. As you can see, I've already pre-selected out some of the stuff I've got here, as I've had to do a bit of research off the Wikipedia page. And as you can see, we'll be doing the 3VZE dual overhead cam EFI. So we've got the panel material as steel, chassis type as a ladder, chassis material as steel, engine placement front longitudinal, front suspension was a solid axle coil, rear suspension was solid axle leaf. And then as you can see here, we've got a 60 degree V6 with a cast iron block and an aluminium head with 4 valves per head. So all up, it should have 24. We've got the bore at 87.5 and the stroke at 82. We've got a forged steel crank, cast conrods, and cast pistons. As I cannot actually find any details on the pistons themselves and what they were made out of, I just do believe they were cast. I might have to change that a little bit later to get the correct power output. The compression ratio was 9.6 to 1. We'll mess with the cam profiling later. No turbocharge for this one today. The fuel, we've got injection, multi-point EFI, single configuration with standard intake, running on 91, which is regular. And for the exhaust, we'll be going a... give me 1 second. We'll be going with a tubular design. We'll be going dual exhausts. Actually, no, we'll be going a single exhaust, so that way it links up. And we'll be going with a 2-inch, if I can get my measurements correct. I believe 2 inches, 76.2. But we'll be going a 2-way catalytic converter with a reverse flow and a baffled. So as you can already see here, we're already making 117.9 foot-pound of torque at 3,600 RPM and 81 kilowatts. The accurate kilowatts that we need to be making is 138 kilowatts at 5,800 RPM and 189 foot-pound of torque. So I reckon we should be able to do this fairly easily, hopefully, if everything goes well. So what I'm going to do at the moment, because I know these were pretty high running fuel-wise. They weren't the cheapest to run, but they weren't too bad. I'll be upping the ignition timing a little bit, and we want this to rev out to about, we'll go say 7,000, no, I believe these actually revved out about the 6,500 mark. So we'll just bring that out to there. We'll go back to cam profiling, we'll add a little bit more cam profiling to it. So we want about there. Now we'll just up the ignition timing a bit. Oh, that's taking us back down. 168, 171, 180. We're looking for 189. So 190 will be fine. Okay, so we're currently producing 142 kilowatts, which is a little bit too much. I might actually, just due to the fact that we are chasing 138. So I'll bring that down. There we go. And we just want a little bit more cam profiling, I believe. Alrighty, so it seems this is the closest I'm going to be able to get it. It is currently sitting at 189.5 foot-pound of torque at 4,300 RPM, so that's 300 RPM less than where it'd actually get it. And hang on, what have I done? No! Oh god. I want that to be up to... What have I done? I've done something. It was sitting accurate with the kilowatts. Well, I mean, it's close enough to accurate. It's 137.9 kilowatts, whereas the actual engine is 138 kilowatts. We're running a 88.9mm exhaust with a two-way reverse flow and a baffled muffler. As you can see, there is no knocking or anything along those lines. So, we'll quickly do a automatic test. And she does not sound too bad whatsoever. Yeah, she does not sound too bad whatsoever. So now it's time to move on to the fixtures. Now, what I could do the single cab variant, which I think I actually might do that. I might do the single cab variant. So I believe the paint that I would like to see on this would be no gloss, low sheen, or medium sheen, maybe none. So quite a lot of these that I saw were like a dirty brown. Might make up a new colour. It was like a very pale, dirty brown. Something like that. That's actually quite nice. So I'll use that as the paint. And then for the trim, we'll just go a black plastic. Okay. So now for this one, the headlights, if I just bring up a quick photo. Hey guys, during the editing of this video, I've realised that I spend about an hour and a half on just editing the fixtures to this vehicle. What I'm basically going to do to try and keep this video between 10 to 15 minutes long, I'm going to do a brief time lapse over all the editing, so that way you guys still get to see what actually happens, what fixtures I put where, and how I bring this vehicle to its final state. Now, that's pretty janky, but it doesn't look too bad from a distance. Alright. Now, time to move on to the drivetrain. So, we're going longitudinal four-wheel drive with a manual gearbox with a 5-speed. Now, this believes that it'll do 202 kilometers an hour. Ooh, that's interesting. So I'll bring it up to the 202. So I'll bring it up to 200. Let's have a look at our spacings. Actually, we'll deal with spacings later. We'll go manual locker. We'll go radial. We'll go off-road. Now, as you can probably see, we need the tyres to be quite a bit beefier. Size 15 rims would be alright. Have them spaced out a bit more. Now we'll go solid discs with 2 pistons, solid discs with 2 pistons, bring the brake size up to about 200 and 30, and same with the front, 230. Off-road skid tray, and that's all we can do there. Interior, we'll just do the bench seat. We'll go a standard interior with a standard cassette. We'll go drive assists, power steering, we'll go hydraulic. We'll go no traction control and ABS. We'll go standard, advanced 90s. Then we'll go with an off-road set. Oh, hang on, sorry. We'll go standard, gas monotube, and then we'll go off-road preset. Now, we're having issues with wheel spin. So if we go back to our gearing, it says 21% wheel spin, but as you can see, second gear has quite an issue. So I might actually bring that up a bit. Alrighty, so as you can probably see, we've got the wheel spin down a bit. So wheel spin's currently at 19.5%, so 79.4% for first gear and 88.2% for second gear. We've got manual locker. The wheels, I believe we should probably, it suggests a recommended width of 164, and for the front it suggests 179. But my only issue is if we do that, they're not going to be wide enough. As in, I'm half tempted to make them quite a bit wider. Then we'll just minus off that and that, because this will mainly be for four-wheel driving. Then I can't bring that up. We'll go to a 16 rim size. We'll go 245s and 235s, I reckon. Actually, no, we'll go 245s all round. We'll have a look at the brakes. How are we going brake-wise? So, as you can see, I don't believe we're going to be able to stop. So the rears is alright. But we need to make the fronts quite a bit stronger. There we go. I might actually make the fronts a 3-piston and drop that back down to make that a 265. Up that. Drop that down. We'll drop the rears down. So we'll bring that up to there. And we'll just up that. Braking at max load, 6.4%. And as you can see, we have no downforce, but it's four-wheel drive, so downforce doesn't really matter. And then if we go to our suspension, I believe if I make the springs a bit firmer, actually no, we want more of a comfier ride. So I might actually make them a little bit softer. And we'll make the dampeners a little bit softer. So there we go. Now, as you can see, it does say it has got a little bit of an oversteer, but the oversteer will be fine. I believe that won't really change if I go. Nah, it won't. So we'll just go a gas monotube, standard springs, with a passive sway bar. We've got our off-road preset. With no camber, we've got it set for comfort, or as best comfort as possible. Its drivability factor is 97%. That's actually really good, in which I might up all of that. Alrighty, so just double checking over everything. Everything looks pretty decent. We've got our nice looking Toyota Hilux with decent size girthy tyres. Time, I believe, to save and export to BeamNG. G'day guys, and as you can see, we are in BeamNG. We are in Crash Hard 2.0, and since I've last been in Crash Hard 2.0, there have been quite a few updates from what I can see. So we're going along this bit of a suspension test, I suppose you'd call it. And we're pretty much going to be testing out how the 1992 Toyota Hilux that we built in Autmation goes. As you can see, there's the jump bridge over there. We're going to be going to do that a little bit later. And yeah, if I go, as you can see, I've got the wagon variant that I made up, and also just the standard one, which is the ute. I haven't done a dual cab variant because I wasn't exactly too keen on doing it. Pretty much what I've done is I've changed up the gear ratios because I wasn't exactly happy with it. So I've adjusted the final drive and the general gear ratios. I believe the gear ratios are set to a 355, and the final drive, I can't quite remember what I changed that to, but anyway, let's give this a quick test. And as you can, I believe something's gone wrong with my automation as it keeps crashing as I export the files. But I do believe part of the issue is it's not able to export any of the idling noise. So I'm not exactly 100% sure what's going on there. But anyway, that's enough time for chitter chatter. Let's give these a bit of a test. As you can see, she's a bit bouncy. Probably should have stiffened up the suspension a bit, but she's holding quite sturdy. Oh, don't go off the track. Don't go off the track. Oop. And we rolled it. Alright. Shouldn't have done that. Let's just quickly reverse this up here. So we'll launch this again. Definitely a bit bouncy. But let's see how she actually handles on this bit of a dirt road up here. Well, she seems to be handling this quite fine at the moment. It actually really enjoys being on the dirt, this thing. And tarmac's not too bad either. Oh, come on, come on. Nope. And we rolled it. Oh, bloody hell. That's a pretty gnarly crash. Yep. As you can see, she doesn't really want to drive now after that. So we'll just reset quickly. We might have to actually go into low range. Yeah, she doesn't handle jumps too well, just because of all the soft suspension that I gave it, but doesn't seem to be handling it too bad if I can actually drive it. Hang on. I might actually have to quickly change this to a manual gearbox. I mean, with a manual gearbox, it doesn't seem to be going too bad. Yeah, definitely not too bad. Not the fastest little beast, but definitely not too bad. So now we'll give this a bit of a test, see how this goes. Now this has the rear diff locked, I believe. Oh no, front diff. So we'll lock the rear diff, and let's see how we go. Oh, let's reset that. I completely forgot. I've got to reset it to manual gearbox. This one actually seems to be quite a bit sturdier. It's not bouncing around, it's bouncing around a little bit more, but it's actually not too bad. And into a bit of a gnarly roll. Oh, we nearly landed it. I don't exactly know what's going on with the rear window there. It's got a bit of a V in it. Or got a bit of actual issues going on there. Yeah, no, this one actually seems to be quite decent. Oh, except she doesn't corner. Hang on, let's go back a bit and attempt this corner again. Yeah, she really doesn't like to corner too well, but from memory the old Hiluxes never did. And we rolled it. I've got to admit, she doesn't handle the track too bad. Whoop, as long as you don't do that. She seems to handle off being off-road quite a bit decently. Although I am definitely not a fan of how slidey it is. Alright. I reckon that'll be enough of testing this track. I reckon it's time to go check out the bridge. Alrighty, so as you can see, we are at the bridge, and we're going to try and make the jump. But what I would like to do is I would like to see if I can jump it with a caravan. So I'm going to attach a standard caravan to it, spawn new. Okay, so I'm going to attach the caravan to this one. Alrighty, so now that we're lined up, let's put it into manual. And let's go. She definitely doesn't like the weight, I can say that. And she got to admit, it looks quite tiny towing a caravan. Come on, don't get the speed wobbles. Come on, little Hilux. Yeah, there is no way this thing's going to be able to do it. It's just going to crash and burn. And completely misses it. Let's see how we go. And she's officially a pancake. Yep. Alright. Let's spawn it back here. Now let's hit L and decouple that caravan. And now let's see if we can do it without towing one. If not, might have to engage the front and rear diff. See if we can do it with that. I might need to stiffen up the springs though before I put this on. Oh, come on. And nope. Wow. Just lost all the tyres at once. And... oh, no, we're going right down to the bottom this time. Oh! Yeah, that's a bit nasty. For the ute, I might actually get a bit more of a run-up. Just because I know the other one didn't do very well, so... we'll get a bit more of a run-up going, and we'll see how we go. And we'll just leave this one in automatic. Now the ute should be a bit faster, just due to the fact it is quite a bit lighter. I don't think 97's going to be quite enough. Nope. Alright, so let's take it back a bit and see how we go with the front and rear diffs locked. Oh, that shudder. Oh, don't get the wobbles up. Don't get the wobbles up. And this one's going to be quite a bit worse than the last one. Yep. Alright. Alright, well that's enough playing around with that, I reckon. Let's take it off road and see how we actually handle on gravel. And not very well, she just wants to slide. So there's not much I can really do other than playing around with the settings a bit here and there to try and correct how slidey she actually wants to be. But let's see what we can do up here. Wow, I was at least expecting to get over that ridge. Alrighty, let's see if I can get a decent top speed out of one of them at least. But just quickly, because I do want to make it over this gap, this is one I built quite a while ago. This I have called the KDM Classic, and this thing is an absolute beast. So this is probably one of the better cars that I have made in this game. So let's see how we go. Oh, did I only give it 2 gears? Hang on, what's going on here? I must have only given it 2 gears. Hang on, what exactly is going on here? No? Okay, just needed to be in drive. So this thing should be able to make it over this gap. It should make it over there pretty easy, I reckon. Oh, and sticks the landing. And comes out with absolutely minimal damage. Oh, and goes flying in the process. Can we land it still? Yep. And now we're going to a bit of a barrel roll. Ooh, that looks like it could be interesting. Although I think this might be much the same as what we took. Yeah. So let's just go. Oop. Bye. Have a beautiful time. And in the water she goes. Okay, so this is pretty much that test that we did before, but more dramatic. And let's see how we go on getting a top speed. Now, it should be a 5-speed gearbox, if memory serves me correctly. Oh, we've hit 100 mile an hour in 4th. Can we get any higher? So, as it seems, the max speed of this Toyota Hilux is 110 mile per hour. And she doesn't handle too badly along the straights with minor curves. I believe if it had quite vigorous curves, no way in hell this thing would make it. Alright, I believe that's enough of that. Let's see if we can hit the tree. Yep. And now we are a banana. And apparently it still drives. Now, this will be an interesting test to see how capable of a forward drive it is. So, neither the front or rear diff is locked at the moment. And it seems to be handling this with absolute ease. Should have probably put it in low range, but who needs to go slow? Whoop. And that was driver error. Let's see if we can make it back over and make it up this hill. Alright, for this hill I might actually put it in low range. Put it in low range, put front and rear diff in. So as you can see, she's handling the off-road bumps quite well for a four-wheel drive. She's handling them pretty much the way you want. She's probably a bit too bouncy. But she's getting up there. And she's doing it with quite a large amount of ease. It's just my inept ability at driving, it seems. Oh, actually. Got to admit, she's doing it quite well. Even though half the time I can't see. We missed the road there. Alright, as you can see, we're a bit off track here. Although I can definitely say one thing, I think I built the engine a bit too durable, because if you were to rev one of these engines at the same way I'm doing currently, I'm pretty sure it would just explode. Yeah, I reckon I definitely need to go in and stiffen up the suspension before I upload this. But it will be uploaded for capability of downloading. Just as to when, I'm not 100% sure. Hopefully not too long after this video goes up, so probably give me a day or two for it to be uploaded. I'm just gonna spend a couple days try and work out how to sort this out and make sure she's not too bouncy. But thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed the video, like, favourite and subscribe. Don't forget to share with all your mates. And yeah, cheers for watching. Have a good one.